trying to find out? Explain to my listeners and viewers what you want. What are the things you want to know?
So what I wanted to understand was what's the level of support that the people are getting in general? What's the level of support that they're getting from the government? And how prepared was the government in this particular case so as to be effective and efficient in meeting the immediate needs? And the term immediate must be stressed.
Yes.
The immediate and emergency needs. And the answer suggested that they were not well equipped and that the braggadocious, self-congratulatory strategy was a flawed strategy in an effort to deceive.
Mm-hmm. And it shows failure, Damien. My conclusion from it, and tell me if I am right, maths teacher, that the government is only doing 20% of what they should be doing based on their numbers.
Based on their projections and their targets. And that is if they use the lowest figure available, which is 360,000 people.
Yes.
We have since heard higher figures of 900,000 people.
With about 20 days gone, then we should have had about 5 rotations.
That is ideal.
That is ideal. So with this number, we should have indicated that if it was serving a family of 4, then at best, each family would have received 1/5 of the time, or 1/5 of the families would have received enough times. Which one is the more likely circumstance?
Repeat this for my clarity.
All right. So
for
the 5 periods that would have existed since the hurricane, you have distributed enough food for 1 per family. So if it is 1 per family, then they would have received 1/5 of the times that you desired. Or was it that 1/5 of the family received enough rotations?
The reality of it might be a mix of the two. Because we have been back into locations to issue products.
So in that case, therefore, there would be some persons that would have been in a rotation, indicating that there might be quite a bit of persons that have not been touched by government.
The possibility could exist.
So what they have really done is to allow the people to suffer, but to act in a celebratory fashion as if they're doing a good job. And the two things are unreasonable to do at the same time.
Damien, we saw you in the parliament at the PAAC asking a couple of questions that need to be asked and need answers.
I just do a voiceover and I start meds that clip there from the Prime Minister. And the message when we get is that Jamaica was spared the wrath of Hurricane Melissa. Yes, that was the message when we get. Jamaica was spared the wrath of Hurricane Melissa. When you listen to that clip, I'm going to play, I'm going to discuss it this Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, this Saturday morning, yeah. You know, government, governance, manager, leader, different, works different. Our Prime Minister needs the assistance of all Jamaicans, all well-thinking Jamaicans, all visionary, who have ideas and have a plan of action that can share with the government. And I'll show you why I tell us that the Prime Minister needs help. Listen to this in the Parliament, and 2 weeks later.
My questions are as follows. Given the reported preparation of the shelters and the need to ensure that shelters are a place of protection for those who do not have another place in an emergency, in a storm, in a hurricane like the one we experienced, will the Prime Minister give consideration to the building of purpose-built facilities to be used as shelters in order that the situation which we now see in places such as Blackstonnage, where the children slept on the floor, where the women slept on the desks, where one woman said she had a mild stroke in one of our shelters. Will the Prime Minister make special consideration for the building of purpose-built facilities to be used as shelters and ensure that they're properly equipped so that our people do not see shelters as a place that demeans them, but as a place that protects them?
And the question was asked whether or not we should build, I believe the member from Southeast Centre asked whether or not we should build purpose-built centers. And I'd answer you this way, member, no, we should not build purpose-built exclusive centers. We should build facilities that can withstand disasters, that can double as shelter when needed. That's the answer. So that more work needs to be done on the selection of shelters. And indeed, we may very well have to consider building shelters that are for that purpose.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We ask you to share up the live. Share it up. Yeah, man. Share up the live, everybody. Bring on some people on board. You know, there's a saying that said, we should not rejoice because of another man's downfall. But also, you shouldn't pin on a man what is not his. Same way, you shouldn't pin on a political party the admission of former member of parliament for Western St. Mary, Gerland Silvera. How this have anything to do with the PNP? Yes, he was a member of the party. Maybe still is. And he also stood in the parliament. Today, we understand that Mr. Silvera pleaded guilty to manslaughter.
Developing story out of the courts. Former People's National Party Member of Parliament for St. Mary Weston, Jolin Silvera, has pleaded guilty to manslaughter in the death of his wife, Melissa. The guilty plea was entered in the Home Circuit Court this morning when it was expected that Silvera's trial would have gotten underway. The trial was scheduled to begin on January 12, but was pushed back to today. His wife, Melissa Silvera, was found dead at the couple's home in Stony Hill, St. Andrew on November 10 in 2023. Her death was initially reported as natural causes. At the time, it was reported that the 42-year-old woman died in her sleep from natural causes. However, an autopsy performed 3 weeks after her death revealed that she died from bullet wounds. 3 bullet fragments were found inside her body, prompting the police to commence a murder investigation. Silvera was arrested and charged with murder on January 18 in 2024 and has been in custody since. We'll have more on this developing story in subsequent newscasts.
So, you know where I stand on this? If Jordan Silvera plead guilty to manslaughter, he must get the full length of the sentence. Full length. Because he's admitting that he had something to do with his wife's death. And we now owe no remorse I know, hold back. Shoot her in her vagina. What? 3 bullets? We don't play with that. We don't play with that. So, I don't know how manslaughter coming at that. Head boy, you need to call me because you was of the opinion that something else went down. So how now this man come a court a plead guilty to manslaughter? Good evening to everybody in the chat. Jacqueline, good evening. Hey, hey. Miss Poorman, good evening. Oh, yeah. Me, now have nothing to do with a man who beat him wife. Or a man who walk around and beat a man with stool. He has merely pleaded guilty to a lesser charge, yes. So he must get the full length. There should be no ease up on sentencing. Now, I don't know why he would have unalive him wife. Eh? No, I don't know. If you do the crime, you must spend the time. Boston, Massachusetts, good evening. How can he plea to manslaughter? I don't know how. I don't really know how. This manslaughter thing no work out for me. It's not a motor vehicle accident. Not a motor vehicle accident. And that no sound like two somebody a fight and one drop and licking head back. No sound so to me. This is not a politics matter. And I came across a clown show. Earlier. Yeah. Scrolling through TikTok. A clown show was going on and they were asking if the PNP was going to keep a press conference. What does the PNP need to keep a press conference for? This did that more on PNP conference. You set a clowns. You set a bahut. I am saying to the judge, put on the sentencing. Put on the sentencing. No ease up. Manslaughter is the crime of unlawfully killing another person without premeditated intent to kill the person. So, wanted that to play. What they not to play with the gun in the vagina? What a thing, you know. 3 times? Oh, somebody was having an orgasm while the trigger. No. I don't see no manslaughter coming at that. You kill the woman, brother. Kill your children's mother. Eh? So what you going to tell the children now? What could have caused that? That is a massive question, you know. Ed boy, I would have to come tell me. What could have caused that? Somebody said it was an uptown freak show. Tell her. How could a woman got 3 shots down there without not being visible? I don't know. There are no more questions than answers. But if the man plead guilty, I don't know what the prosecution going to come with. I don't know. But this is very sad. Very disappointing. And as I said before, the judge must put on the sentencing. And this is one that I don't believe should have any discount because of the guilty plea. Should I plead guilty from day one? You know, so you kill the woman, brother. Plead guilty from day one. But what could have caused? Hey, tell her, behave mine. Mine, behave yourself. How the hell? Firearm reaching a vagina. Eh? And remember, Sylvia is somebody I know personally. Can't claim that he was my friend or I was his friend. But we met during the politics. Never met him when he was MP. See him, but I met him leading up to the last election during the campaign after Mark Golding became leader of the party. That's when I met him, you know, and would have had a couple of discussions. I know he had a daughter that went to the Maritime University, and I think she was there at the time when my daughter started. And we would have even had discussions about that school and the operations. You know? But let me tell you something. Man must be man. And somebody is suggesting that she gave away the vagina. Now, if she gave away the vagina, it's her vagina. And if you found out that she gave it away and you are upset about it, then walk away. Walk away. Well, if it making sure that it's not being distributed, then the pencil can't distribute neither. Because now he's at a place where there is no vagina. My God, why have thou forsaken me? Ah, boy. I tell you something. There is also this argument, say a woman rule the world because men are controlled by vagina. Ah, boy. But as I said, the judge must give the full sentence. I don't know the circumstances, but I don't even think that plea of manslaughter should be accepted. Manslaughter plea should be accident. And then you might ask, then how me think say, how me sure it wasn't an accident? Da da dee, da da da. How I sure say it wasn't an accident? I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God, my God. My people, Here we are. I don't even know what it is and what to say about this matter. I think I have said enough about this. I think I have said enough. And maybe I can leave it at this stage. Maybe I can leave it at this stage. Maybe I've said enough. Because where it is right now, where it is right now, it's too much for me. Too much. So, I think I'm going to leave that there. Was the officer charged? Which officer? Shaka, something not adding up. Oh, the doctor said she died in her sleep. They must have seen something down there. I don't know. I whole heap of question. How far up the gun go before the shot fire? And wouldn't she be fighting for her life if gonna go up there somebody? Do not jump to judgment as yet. Let witness talk. What witness? What witness? What was the original charge? I have searched for PortlandspiceTV from 5 p.m. Had to close off everything and try again. Was the gun go off accidentally? That's one of the questions me ask her, what kind of game them a play pan gun. I know there's a song say, wine pan it and talk to me. But I know wine pan gun. Hey! Make I take down this picture here. Make we take down this picture here and get to serious business. Make we get to some serious business. Because whatever a man sow, that him a go reap. Now, let's go to the western end of Jamaica. Everywhere I go, and people find out that I am Jamaican because my accent is different. We never know that we have such a different accent as Jamaican. Everybody asking me, what is happening down the west? And I am a bit embarrassed to tell them that nothing is happening. And a bit embarrassed to tell them that people roofs who get damaged are just getting $75,000 and $200,000. So I say, the bill but not start yet in full, but little things are going. And I think that may be true. Little things are going. People are assisting people in putting up houses and fixing back roofs. The government said that they are issuing $10 billion. And I've said on this program before, how can the rebuilding start? Or how can the rebuilding be done or government assistance come out without the assessment being done properly? And we've been saying this until it reached this stage. In a newscast on January 30th on TVJ, this is what came out.
Welcome back. Continuing the news. Persons who have identified themselves as volunteers with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security are describing the program to assess damage to households affected by Hurricane Melissa as ad hoc and disorganized. The volunteers have raised concerns about the integrity of the assessment process, pointing to instances where the work of different teams has overlapped in some areas. They say this duplication has created confusion and raised questions about the accuracy and coordination of the damage assessments. Kirk Wright has the details.
The volunteers have complained about what they describe as scant regard shown to them by managers of the program at the Labour Ministry in Kingston, adding that poor communication and a lack of clear direction have hampered their efforts.
We are basically like victims of Melissa. We are attending to people who were victims of Melissa, and to see the devastation that they face, and we too on the ground are facing this devastation.
They claim in one instance, a program administrator largely dismissed their attempts to register their dissatisfaction with how they were being treated.
The powers that be, the coordinators and the persons in the office, they don't care zero about volunteers, to the point that I heard that one of the managers in the office blurted out, them a volunteer. So because you are volunteering, any old thing goes. You don't sign anything to say if you are damaged or anything, they will be compensated, they will take care of your medical bills. Nothing.
The individuals question the expectation that they should complete the task in a timely manner when many hours are passed before they're assigned their daily duties. They say they've had to traverse hilly and sometimes treacherous terrain to reach the affected household in the boiling sun with not even a first aid kit.
Persons have been working in the different areas for months, since November, and they were only given a little snack bag in the morning, and they were given a bottle of Gatorade, and they were given you're given some small cool water to drink. You don't get any protective gear. We were told that we were given some type of things to identify us, vest to wear. That never happened. When rain is falling, we have to be out there in the rain. We have to mash up. One of shoes we have to wear and a mash up. The amount of people lose them clothes and shoes since they start doing volunteering. It's unbelievable. Yes, because they don't give you nothing at all to equip you to do the job that you are doing. Some of the people in the country, they're used to their kind of living here. But when they tell you, okay, there's another house around the corner or down the road here, so when they're telling you that it's actually 1 mile or 2 miles that you have to go to another household or another family, and we are traveling right around different communities.
While the program nears its end, they say the number of volunteers have dwindled significantly because of what they refer to as inhumane conditions they're forced to work under. They say reports that the parish of St. Anne has been properly assessed is in question because repeated trips to attend to that parish were cancelled. They say for the program to be wrapped up at month end is senseless because its disorganized nature has led to many of the affected areas not being visited by them. When contacted, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security said it's preparing a response. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
Welcome back. Continue.
Why is it that people out there are volunteering to do the assessment? Uno no forget nothing. A good for uno. Why should people out there volunteering to do the assessment? Why are people not being paid to do the assessment? You know why? Because it is not been taken seriously. And write this down. Uno write this down and remember me, I gotta tell you now. The country will be shown a bill for the assessment. Here, we will pay for that assessment while that idiot out there about him a walk off in one of shoes. Yes. And when you're done, you know, if you have nothing left. stupid. Volunteer to do what assessment? I said it on this program. The government should have spent $120 million to do the assessment. 120 million. Employ 2,000 to 3,000 people. Get the assessment done. That is what the government should have done. But to not beg people to do assessment while you have the money. Wonder if this is the clip. Hold on. I think I have a clip here. Hold on. There should be no volunteers.
Where can we get the data? Where can MPs get the data to say how many persons have been entered into your system as needing housing support to rebuild after Hurricane Melissa? And where can they be updated on when housing support will become available to them? Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so in terms of the assessments, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is directly responsible for that. And we have our social workers on the ground. We also have bolstered the team. We have over 700 volunteers that are assisting the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Those volunteers would have been trained utilizing what we called the GH Diner form and methodology, which is the Jamaica Household Damage Impact Needs Assessment. And so we would have gotten information from some of the MPs, for example, in terms of where there are areas that are not yet covered, and we have been ramping up the teams to get that information.
All right, Ms. Burchell.
Where you are now, you're moving from relief to early recovery. I think that's what Commander Gale said. So we should not expect the usual JDF teams coming in with food packages and other relief supplies, and instead be focused on receiving vouchers. What format will those take? When can they start to expect these vouchers? And secondly, should they also be expecting housing support grants? What format will those take, and when should they expect it? I just want us to be clear what we are to communicate to our constituents at this time. Okay, member, in terms of the information to your constituents, yes, we're moving from relief to recovery, and already the GADF team has scaled down, if not totally completed their assignments, and we will have food that we'll provide where the needs have been identified, but not the mass approach or the all that is there for everybody approach, no. So it's good now that we have done all of that. When we're doing the assessments and we have identified persons who are still in need, we prioritize the most vulnerable, the persons with disabilities, the senior, the elderly, especially those living alone and the like. In terms of the payments, we are hoping to do that to start in January. And I said tomorrow we'll provide additional information.
So, I am telling Jamaica this evening on Portland Spice TV that the government is going to produce a bill for the assessment. The assessment has not been complete. It's not going well. We are now in February. And you hear what the minister used to comfort people that in Beryl, they did about 19,000 assessment in 18 days, in about 8 months. And now, in 3 months, they are saying that they do 80,000. Minister, it should have been complete. And if you had done this promptly, you could have get volunteer. And there should not be a push from the government to use volunteers to deal with the assessment. You should have paid people. Use that as a part of getting people back to work. I told you 7 days. Now, good evening. Megawatt volt. Good evening. I told you it's 7 days it should have taken. Yeah? 7. Shouldn't take more than that to complete the assessment. And you wouldn't have this fear of fraud just after the hurricane. Because you sit down on the backside so long. Yeah? Twiddling on a thumb and trying to figure out how to siphon off money. No work, no do. Yeah? And those who run go out there, I try to do it for free. You know, the ulterior motive. Maybe, you know, Madam Producer, when they went out there thinking that they was going to do it for free, they were of the opinion that the government would say, all right, we are going to start pay. And him thinks that thing is going to run. Yeah, man. In thinking they don't get pay. But no see the government wicked and not care about people. You know, they walk off on a booty in a sun and rain. And no care is been shown towards you all. Bugger uno. Me not sorry for uno. Not sorry for uno. We're going to talk to Ralston Hyman this evening. We never talked to him Saturday morning. For those of you who weren't on the platform Saturday morning, we dealt with a whole heap of sports. Sporting issues. And we state some of our opinion clear that we believe that the entire GFF should have been fired. Yeah, man. But Neville there early. Morning, Neville. Evening, Neville.
Hello, Colin.
Yes, Neville.
How you doing, my shower, brother? I have some very good news for you this evening. Very, very good news.
That what? The people them down at Westmoreland getting house?
Murder is down by 55% comparing to last year.
Tell the minister, hold on. Tell the Minister of National Security or ADCA that out there talking that we have some questions. Because you know where we stand, Neville. A lie, hold on, a lie does not like to be challenged. So until we now pay them figures no more mind until we can get answers to some of the questions that we have. Why is the government afraid to come before journalists, real journalists, people who are now practicing real journalism? Why is the government afraid to come before us to answer questions?
Make I just complete by saying one of the reasons why this government is able to bring down crime significantly so that Jamaica will soon become a place where people around the world will want to live.
Yes.
Is that when the Andrew Holness-led government take the reign of power, they get the name police force from a PNP outgoing government, but we never have a police force, just a name. Because the police force they could buy bulletproof. They never have the money to invest in the technology. The police could respond to emergency call because police station didn't have vehicle. The police force is short of number when they need a force of 13,000.
Let me ask you a question. How many people was murdered in the last 24 hours in Jamaica?
I think I hear like the news was saying that 4 to 5 persons were murdered over the weekend.
7 persons were murdered in the last 24 hours.
Well, the number will fluctuate from
but
time to time. You know that.
Neville, I want the murders to go down, you know. And I am happy.
I know you want.
But you know what, nephew? You know what? My investigation is saying to me that the government is bamboozling the people of Jamaica by changing up the way certain murders are reported. Like if a man chop up a man and him dead, them just call it murder. Like when you find a man dead and him have gunshot wound, them not count it as murder. And those are some of the questions I want to ask representative of the government of Jamaica. And until they can come forward and sit before reputable practitioners in the business now of journalism, me not take no more talk from the government, because the government is a liar government. And we have the receipt, hold on, we have the receipts to show this government lying. And like we can't show where the government come out publicly and tell lie. You have a man called Christopher go up on a platform and said them lick down Cornwall Regional and bill it back. These are some of the blatant lies that the government tell. So until they can answer questions, because again I repeat, a lie does not like to be challenged. And that's why they don't want us at their press conferences.
We have a duly elected opposition in the House of Parliament. And if what you are saying, the opposition is to ask these questions in the Parliament and bring these points forward, but and nephew, they will get answer.
Nephew, you would have heard us. Hold on, nephew, you would have heard us on this program. Both Conrad O'Brien and Ralston Hyman was saying that the opposition is too quiet. Have you heard us saying that?
Yes, I heard you.
Right. So we are not asking the opposition to go out on the limb that we are willing to go out on. If Adka Fitz-Henley or Marlon Morgan or Prime Minister Andrew Holness, they are the government, not the opposition, would make themselves available to people who are not afraid to ask them the questions, then we will understand what is happening with these numbers, if they are genuine, if it is a genuine fall in the murders, in the people being killed in Jamaica. Because people are being killed in Jamaica, hold on, and they are not being classified as murders. So the government is on a frolic of their own, saying that murders are down. We want to challenge some arguments. So tell your government, give them the number to Portland Spice TV and tell them call anytime. Any kind of program in the pan and one of them call, I will put that aside and deal with the national issues. Yeah?
But you have
so don't come here. Don't come here, come spread propaganda for your government that you have no influence over. You can't call one person at the government and tell them, say, listen, Portland Spice TV have some issues with the numbers that you are putting out. Please come and clear them up. You see how the PNP, hold on. You see how the PNP allowed the nationwide reporters to come to our press conference? I sent a message to Marlon Morgan asking him to send me the link so that I can attend the press conferences by Zoom. And him asked me if I'm mad.
Colin, you're telling me that's when me say on your program that murder is done by so much person. You're telling me that I'm lying?
I am not telling you that you are lying, but I am saying to you that there are some questions that you don't know the answers to. And I'm saying to you that we have questions that we want to ask the government that are in direct relationship to the numbers that they are putting out.
Anyway, I want to squeeze in something else before my little time run out. It has been brought to my attention that Colin Bell and the PNP have started a football competition in one of the divisions in East Portland, which is good for the youngsters. But it's also brought to our attention that that will not see.
Me have to tell you now that you are a liar. No, I am going to tell you to your face that you are a liar. Can nobody not tell you that?
Hold on. You don't start one tournament in
You just said them tell us a Colin Bell and the PNP start a football competition. And I am telling you that you're a liar, and you must stop it, but you're a labor right, so you can't help yourself. Have a good evening, nephew. No, nobody not tell nephew so, Madam Producer.
Hold on. Colin, just before you go, grant me the little favor for the first. Do you guys have a football tournament start in East Portland?
I don't know who you call you guys. Who you are calling you guys?
The PNP, the NP.
I tell you, nephew, when I come on this program, I am not representing the PNP, you know. This is an independent program.
Yes,
and I said to you, our mantra is the truth. I am not here representing the PNP. I accept my position as a member of the PNP, but I am not on this platform representing the PNP or batting for the PNP. Later,
you don't need
to. Gone, man. Talk truth. When you come with it, come tomorrow with some truth. All right? See Marshy Wagwan. Yeah, man. Nobody not telling you.
Man.
It's just lying.
Man, listen to nephew with the replay there.
Where you say, hold on. Where you say them suffer from what? Aphilitis?
The Aphili syndrome.
Aphili syndrome.
Aphili. You can English it if you want. They have to.
Have to lie.
But in Patois, they have to lie.
Yes.
They can't do no better. They have to lie. Concerning the murder rate, you know, when it's going down, you know, me listen to them, you know. And it's nice to see the murder rate going down, you know. It's very nice, and we applaud it.
Yeah.
But Mr. Holness,
I found out some things, Marshy. Hold on. I found out some things. And we have some questions for the government, and that's why me now push and I talk about it like how me that talk about it the other day. Because I get to understand that the government is twisting and fixing numbers. And that's why I want to ask some questions to the relevant authorities. Go ahead, Marshy.
But hold on. You're still going right back to where we start.
Yeah.
When you twist figure and turn them and try to turn them upside down, is that part of the Aphili syndrome, you know, brethren?
Yes, but we now make them fool the people them and them not going to come here and dump out the truckload of garbage and try to fool my listeners and viewers.
No, me listen Marlon, me listen Habka. Them two, them not on a purpose nice in it. Them only nice in it for vote, yes. Them not serving the purpose really. No. The figures that they are coming with and tell you corresponding to last year and them things. Those figures are their own figures. I think that will happen under their watch the past 10 years. Not for them figures. What them do like something better and the opposition them do. I feel them figure. They must remember the past 10, 14 and another 18. It's somewhere thereabout. Between take out 4 out of them period to the last time and take. Most of this, I think about 22, thereabout. At them in charge, you know.
Of course.
The last couple of years.
Yes, at them in charge.
At them in charge. The figures that they are boasting about corresponding to last year, it's their figures. I know the PNP figure them are better. They're not doing it.
But you see, Marshy, I have questions about how they are putting out the numbers and what they are excluding from the numbers that they are putting out. And hence, I want to ask some questions to these people who are in authority. And until they make themselves available to answer these questions, I am not taking these numbers that they are giving us as gospel.
Well, you might not get to ask the question because let me say something to you. If you pick up a cricket team, let's say from in the hills of Portland, right? And them are going to play against the Jamaica side. And the Jamaica side have some real top class fast bowler, right?
Yeah.
Will make themselves big in the rest of the world and so. You think your team from in the hills of Portland, I go want to face them opening bowl of it?
Well, some man would want to face it for see if they can make a name for themselves. Some man would run away.
Because what the JP do, they go where the ball, where they play back up and catch. You throw the ball upon the bat.
Yes.
You know? And them now go which part the face and style bowling. And you were talking to Neville a while ago and talking about asking questions and them things. You can't ask questions in a parliament because Shirai Clark and Shirai. And then Mrs. Holness, I got to tell you about standing order. You can't ask the question. You can't ask the question because they don't want you ask the real tough question. They want people who ask the question and I question the people then tell them what them to answer at the same time.
Yes.
It's sheer nonsense, foolishness. And one way I get question asked, the rest of the opposition, it's time for them to say, look here, we now sit down, you know.
Well,
we want answer to this. Eh?
Fitzjackson stood his ground. But
yes, and then me to the more that
I have Ralston on the line and we have some things that we want to talk about with Ralston this evening.
All right, big up yourself. Blessing. Heal up Ralston.
Yeah, man. Ralston, hi, man. Good evening.
Yeah, man. How on?
Well, we're there, my brother. How things?
Good, man.
Well, Ralston, before we go any further, just give us a rundown of what is happening with the Jamaican economy right now.
Well, not much has changed. Nothing is happening. We hear the Prime Minister again say that the 6.7 billion in loan and FDI flows will be directed by the National Reconstruction Authority, but nobody has been named to that authority yet. We have a problem with that. Yeah, we're constantly hearing about that, but we're not hearing about anybody being named to that authority.
So he's saying that, so what happened to the 115 billion that is available now? The Naira now touch that?
Nothing is happening in relation to that right now.
So why is it that they are out there issuing out $10 billion without the Naira involved in that?
That is precisely my point, because that is something that should have been done by the Naras. I was telling the minister last week, you get a man them 75, you get a man them 200, you get a man them 500 grand, and some might go somewhere else, and the liquor them spend on the house, them call 2 months from down the road, and them be about the same way. So we don't believe that that is a constructive use of the country's resources.
I am saying it outright that what the government is doing with the money now is setting up these people for failure again, Ralston. If the hurricane season starts in June, and what they are doing is give a man $75,000 to go buy a pound of nail or 2 pound of zinc nail, 2 sheets of zinc, 2 lot, 2 pieces of 2 before, and fix back exactly the way they were before Hurricane Melissa.
Yeah, man. That should have been administered by the group of engineers who go and build the thing, man. Yeah, I agree.
So who then is calling out for the government to stop this foolishness?
Well, very few people. Nobody's talking about anything in the country at this time. So we continue to make that call, you know, despite the fact that everybody is afraid to make any call. Because we don't believe that's a constructive use of the $10 billion.
What is the Bank of Jamaica's What is the Bank of Jamaica saying about anything, any of this building back? Because the word is used, the word resilient is being used by the government quite often.
Bank of Jamaica is not going to get involved in that. The Bank of Jamaica says responsibility is monetary policies. One of the things that they are telling us though is that based on a more appropriate calculation, this thing is like more than 5 years originally programmed for.
Can the government tell us?
As a result of that,
Go ahead, Ralston, finish.
No, as a result of that, no, what the Bank of Jamaica is doing to me is that I believe that they are appreciating the value of the dollar too rapidly. 157.54 this evening. Yep. And they still plan to intervene in another 2 weeks or so. We believe that there's no need for any intervention right now. What the bank needs to do is just hold the currency at a competitive rate.
So they are intervening in the market by providing more US dollars so that the dollar can appreciate against the US dollar without any production.
Yeah, to show for it, that's not a good strategy to me.
And you call that voodoo economics?
Yeah, man, voodoo economics, yeah, man.
Now, as it relates to the damage that occurred during Hurricane Melissa and the fact that we're going to need to build back that GDP, are we seeing any push from the government to start driving the economy again?
What are you talking about? Maybe them away till the budget. Look like I got them away done. Let us come with a budget and everything.
And then there will be pretty talk in
so
the parliament.
I guess now we're in February. Yeah, well, I guess we're in February now. So I guess a budget them away done.
Ralston, the assessment of the hurricane damage has not yet been completed. Why is this taking so long?
That's waiting on the PIOJ.
Or isn't it the Minister of Labour, the Ministry of Labour, that is responsible for ensuring that the assessment is done in a time?
No, they have done that work themselves. That is why them start give out the money and the $10 billion now.
No, but they say that they have not been completed. And we heard on the newscast on RGR a man who said he's a volunteer complaining that they have not been paying any attention to the people who are out there doing the work. They are not been given the necessary equipment to do the work. And the man is also saying that some of the places that they are saying the assessment is done, it's not finished, and the assessment cannot be finished at the end of January.
Okay. Well, I have to talk to the minister about that and find out what exactly taking place, because what I imagine say them wouldn't start get the money until them complete the thing.
No, I wouldn't want them to wait for the completion based on the fact that they're going so slow, because it's now more than 3 months after the hurricane. So I would agree. I would agree that people who have already been assessed would have get where them forget. But what the government
so but that means so we can't.
No, go ahead, Raleigh.
Yes, so that means we can't conclude that the bill is $10 billion then.
No, but the bill could not be $10 billion, even if the assessment is complete. Because when a man loses his house totally, Raleigh, you give him $500,000. Is that what the government? That's all the government plan to give them? $500,000?
Well, clearly that they have made that they not give more than 500,000. I get from 75 to 500,000. That's why they budget for deal with the process. So you have to find the rest of the money for the way you have to do.
So where is this talk about resilience come from? Because I am of the opinion that if we're building back resilience, a man who have a concrete house who had a zinc roof and lose it, you'd have put in some column in him house and slab the top. I think that's what the resilience would look like. What are your views on that?
Yeah, man. And as I said before, I do not believe that the individuals should be the persons that are given the money to deal with it. I believe that it is something that somewhere like the Jamaican Institute of Engineers or the Master Builders Association would be in charge of. If you want to build back in a resilient fashion, I do not believe that you should be giving the same people the money. All the money go down the road and get 2 money and come do the same thing.
I said it Saturday morning that nobody should be given a dime. They should give nobody no money. They should have organized the master builders, contractors from across Jamaica. We've been saying that right after the hurricane. Go down in the west and fix back the people in house. With the kind of material that would be able to withstand the next Category 5 hurricane.
And the expertise. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's my point.
Definitely a standard. They must build to certain standards. Raleigh, I got a call from an engineer today. And he was almost weeping that the Chinese are taking the work of all the engineers and the architects and the builders in Jamaica. And therefore, our workers, our builders are suffering because they have to now be competing with the Chinese for even local contracts. What will that do to the Jamaican economy?
That's true, it's a long-standing problem. Yeah, well, that will lead to further economic stagnation and contraction because all of that money leave the country. And the Chinese are getting concessions that the local contractors do not get.
Because the man
so
also
China
said,
gets richer.
The man also said to me that the Chinese, they are now bringing in material. They are getting concession to bringing in equipment. They are bringing in the labor. What is going to happen to our Jamaican workers?
That's the point. It's a long time that I've gone, man. So we need to find a way to deal with it. So it's not a new complaint. It's a long-standing complaint that is getting worse. Yeah, man.
But how will that affect the Jamaican economy?
Well, as I say, it will lead to economic contraction because all that money have straight back to China. Yeah, the money that the locals would have spent, you now get that kind of multiplier effect because the Chinese are very frugal. All the money send back the money to China. So it's a drain on the Jamaican economy.
But why is the government giving work permit to all these Chinese to come into the country and do work that we have people that can do?
Well, that's part of the problem because one of the things the government might be looking at is that the Chinese come with their money and then come with everything. So it's a kind of imbalanced relationship. So them come with their money and you will want to work for them. So you just allow them to get all the concessions. And then the private sector people must say, oh, the China man them work better and faster than the local people. So I could get the China man them to work. So it's a twofold problem. One, it have to do with resources because China have engineering have the resources and the money. The government now have the money a lot of times to do the work. So they just allow the money to do what they want to do.
But doing government work is one thing. But when you allow them to start bid for local work, for a man to build a house, the Chinese them a bid for it against our Jamaican builders. Why is that being allowed?
But I don't think the government can stop that. No, I don't think the government has the power to stop that because the private people are saying, oh, the China man, they work more efficiently than the local people, so I'll do the China man them. So what the government needs to do is to level the playing field in relation to those kind of work where, say, the concessions where the Chinese get, the locals have to get the same concessions so that then they can become more efficient. But I don't think they can stop a private sector man from getting the China man them work.
But why are they giving so many Chinese work permit then, Raleigh?
Well, that is something, yes. So let's say, for example, they can control those things, but then can't control the level of work that the private sector is giving them. I'm saying that they are giving the Chinese the work permits because it's an imbalanced relationship and the Chinese have the upper hand. That's when you don't.
Go ahead.
That happens when you don't have economic independence and you don't have your own money.
But the Prime Minister said that the thing now is to get to economic independence. So close are we to that?
No, we're very, very far from that.
We're very far from economic independence.
Yeah, man, that's chat, man.
Raleigh,
very far.
Give us an idea of what United Oil and Gas is doing out at sea now. They have a ship out there doing some more in-depth sounding. They said that it's too expensive. They have gotten the license to drill, to get a cylinder to test the oil. They said that is too expensive. So they are doing some different kind of sounding. What effect, if any, does that have on the economy presently?
Well, I mean, some funds might flow, but the important thing is that what they're trying to do is to see if we have oil in commercial quantity that we have been doing since 1980. Up to now, we haven't found anything in commercial quantities. I work with Petrocham and Petro-Canada and one of those projects in Windsor, in St. Anne during the 1980s.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is see commercial quantities that will lead to investments and drilling.
Yeah.
So all these things are preliminary. Yeah, man.
So we have to just still keep our fingers crossed.
To see if we find anything.
That argument about 7 billion barrel worth down there, that would happen.
Those are just rumors. Yeah.
You're saying they are rumors, right?
Yeah.
But isn't it United Oil and Gas that is putting out those kind of arguments?
Well, they can't put out the arguments so that we have 7 billion barrels to see if we have commercial quantities. So you can't put a number on it while it's still doing preliminary work. So you don't know. It's an unknown. It's an unknown quantity.
Somebody's saying that the Chinese workers have more discipline than the local workers. But what if we
go ahead. I agree. There are some hard facts which we need to face. So one, the Chinese are given concessions by the government that the local people do not get in terms of equipment and material and one. So that's one. That is part of the problem because they have their money. The next part of it, in terms of the locals, the Chinese workers are more disciplined than Jamaican workers because they come from a disciplined society.
Yes,
in Jamaica, I'm gonna work on a site. Site supposed to work me 8 o'clock, then come to 9 o'clock. Then I'm have to drink like in the store first. Then I'm have to build a split first. Those are some of the things that we're not facing in Jamaica. Yeah. So that is true.
But if we don't fix that rally and allow the Chinese to take all of these work jobs, what is going to happen to our society down the road?
We cannot allow that. So that is why we need to face some of the societal problems that we have, the high levels of indiscipline in our country. Those are some of the things that we have to face because the labor force is a function of what is happening in the country. And right now, Jamaica is a very indisciplined place. Nobody knows the discipline. And it comes out in our work.
How do you tell a local man to have discipline when our leaders are not showing that kind of discipline either? Are you saying that there's a lack of discipline from the top to the bottom?
From the top, from the parliament to the household. Yep. We have no philosophy, so you can't have discipline if you don't have no philosophy. Bottom line, Jamaica does a hustle, where everybody does a try cut corners and go through. That is how Jamaica run. And we have to face it. That's what is happening.
Wow. That's a crisis rally.
Of course, it's a crisis, and that is what causes a whole lot of the other problems. There's no discipline in the country. Every man just want to get a thing for himself. You know, see what I go on, man?
Every man want to get rich quick.
Yeah, man. So if we don't fix that problem, we're gonna have a big problem down the road. Yeah, them things are always happen. Yeah.
Rally,
let's have a very in this society.
Let's look at agriculture, food security. Hurricane Melissa came and everybody go plant cucumber, and the government is not in a position to map up the over amount of cucumber. What is it that the Ministry of Agriculture needs to do now to get food security stabilized in Jamaica?
Well, we can't do it without storage. We have to have storage. We have to have better extension services. We have to have more land. We have to have mechanization. The whole problem of and the whole problem related to storage have to play a key role in the development of the agricultural sector. Key.
What about organize how we plant, Ralston, what we plant, what amount at what time? Isn't that also critical?
The extension services that rather than the officers. Them have to give the farmers that kind of information, of course. Yep. But at first, the policy priority, we have to take it seriously as a policy. Yeah? And those are some of the problems. There are no policy priorities. The thing that's around free for all because of the lack of discipline and the lack of philosophy.
But also, Raleigh, when you look at the Auditor General's report coming out of RADA, and the Auditor General says some of the money must pay back, you think those money will be paid back?
No. But we have to fix them problem then. We can't continue to allow those things to happen. We just say, yo, sure, our business as usual. But here's the problem now. The indiscipline of the society is so deep that the people, because the people are the problem now.
Yes.
I tell you, the people are the problem, right? And some of the things that we don't want to face, yeah? But the people are the problem. The people them only want hairstyle, fingernail, weed for smoke, rum for drink, boom for drink, yeah? Them bother watch news. Them not business with nothing. So if you have a country where the followership not business with nothing, then the leadership does do whatever they want to do.
So,
and those are some of the things that we want to face. The young people have no business, they have no sense of nationhood. It's just about partying and bling. Yeah?
On what point, Ralston, do you blame the people for what is happening?
At what point?
Yeah, and what are the issues why you say the people are responsible for the lack of discipline that is taking place in our society?
All right. So the people, as I said, they're not paying attention to national affairs. That's the thing. All them do is about the people is just about bringing. So even if you check it now, school become more like a fashion center than a school. Nobody not a school for learn, more fashion them emphasize. Yeah, it's all about now social media, bling. That is what is taking place in the country, and part of it have to do because there's no national philosophy right now. Everything just run loose. Yeah, yeah. We just live for now. There's no planning for tomorrow. Yeah? So we need to face it too. So it's not just about the leadership because of the people employ the leadership. And the people don't hold the leadership accountable because the people too busy bringing upon them phone and I drink rum and I smoke weed and I listen to music. They're not the time to deal with the real important things about our nation.
But the leadership in Jamaica now is the best it has ever been, Ralston.
Madness, man. Come on.
But that's what the people them say. 1 p.m. everything will go good.
All right. So why think the people them say that? Because they love the loose living and the bling and the indiscipline. Bottom line. That's why them say that.
So has the leadership been loose when you have a prime minister whose statutory filing has not been certified for about the last 4 years? Is that what you call loose leadership?
Yeah, man. And the other part right now is the followership. The followership no see it as a problem. So we have to balance the thing. We have to talk about leadership and followership. Because if the followership saw that as a problem, then the leadership would have to correct it. But the followership not see that as a problem.
Is the looseness you're talking about is the fact that Jamaica's economy has not been able to grow more than the average of 0.8% every year for the last 10 years? Is that the looseness you're talking about?
Yeah, man. And also another part of the looseness is the continuous importing. We just import, and no export. That is part of the looseness.
So the looseness that you're talking about is the fact that we have not been able to produce, to earn our way out of the debt, but borrowing our way out of the debt, and then we tell the people that the economy is doing well. Is that a part of the looseness?
That are the crux of the problem, and I'm saying to you, because we now escape this thing that the people are part of the problem. The people love that kind of system, yeah? So indisciplined people can't produce and produce efficiently. So you have to import everything. And then you borrow. That is part of the looseness to pay for the goods and services that you consume. So you end up in a debt trap because you don't want to work, but you want to enjoy the high standard of living. Yeah, so you could have criticized Chinaman them little more. Them work hard to enjoy for them standard of living. We don't want to work hard. We don't want to work smart. But we want the best clothes, the best hairstyle, the best earring, the best car them to drive. Yeah, you have to produce a car for them to me.
It's a part of the looseness that you're talking about. Is the fact that our hospital system is in disarray. People can't get beds in hospital. But at the same time, they said 1 p.m. and Christopherton is doing well.
Same thing. The reason why people are saying they're doing well is because of the indiscipline and the low standard that the people have. The people have the standard So they just accept anything because them themselves now understand that. Part of the listness is the slogan that the man of Pond Road now. Not better, not there. So let's go and roll and make time pass. If you go in most of the places where you're going to Jamaica now, people just make time pass. A man just get up on him say, man, well, I'm meds. Yeah, and the day just run off. Tomorrow just run off. The week just run off. And the man just go on for two. Nobody now want leadership accountable and say, no, we have to change this for the next generation. We have to start produce some things. We have a problem with the misallocation of resources. We have a problem in that the statutory can pass what it's supposed to pass. Nobody not interested in anything. First time, even the students, because in every country, the students them are the one who all the things are called to me. The students in Jamaica coming like just like the man upon the corner. Nobody not different.
But what about the fourth estate, Ralston, the media?
Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Apart from a few people, the same thing. Because it's a general national malaise. You know, so I want. It's a general thing right across the country. Yeah? Civil society, university, private sector. Who cares?
Nobody cares.
I know saying you want to get a food for myself. Yeah.
Let's look at some of the figures that the government told Ralston. Unemployment is at its lowest ever. 3.5% unemployment. But you and I know that there is a massive amount of persons who have not been counted in that number. Break down those numbers for me, Ralston. How many people that should be in the job market that is not counted in the job market, sitting on the street side, doing nothing while we are importing workers in the country? Speak to us about that.
683,000 persons outside of the labor force. 350,000 of them should be inside the labor force. Or 6 persons who have lost their jobs since Hurricane Melissa. So the unemployment rate is more like 15 to 20% right now. But you hear anybody, because we consistently run the ad about 3.3%. We hear anybody from the university or the private sector, anybody and say, yo, but by the way, how that can still be so, given what just happened recently. So again, it come back to the followership.
So the followership is willing to accept anything that they have been told.
Precisely. And as long as we can get liquor for man. As long as they can get liquor for drink, weed for smoke, music for listen to, food to use, they're not business with nothing. Simple. Them don't bother read again.
But when those like you and I ask these questions, they say we're bad mind.
And that is why that can work, because the majority of the people really not interested. So it look like the people who ask now, you just bad mind because nobody now have a problem with it. So I don't know how come you have a problem with it. Simple. It's just as simple as that.
350,000 people who should be in the workforce before, and these numbers are before Hurricane Melissa, are outside the workforce. Why are these persons outside the workforce, Ralston? Explain that to some people who are new to Portland Spice TV, listening for the first time.
One man I said, some of them I say, oh, I have X amount. Some of them I say, some of them not have no skill. Some of them I say, when them hustle, them can get more money than when them work because the salary too low. Some, I would say, not have no skill. And some others operate informally. Bottom line.
How many people in Jamaica are working minimum wage or less, Raleigh?
Almost 60% of the workforce.
Almost 60% of the workforce in Jamaica working for minimum wage or less.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So some months are better than stay at them
a week or less.
Yeah, man. So some people say better than not stay at them yard and just go and hustle on the street. You say, when you go up on the road, this man I sell all kind of something, man I sell this, man I sell that. Some things we never used to sell before, people are sell right now. So man I say, I waste of time for work.
Wow.
Gambling is a big thing. Enough money I live off of gambling. Man I gamble football, man I gamble racers, man I gamble cash spot. Gambling a big thing.
Raleigh,
so we have a serious position.
When last an assessment has been done on the education level in Jamaica?
Well, they have the partisan report where they're supposed to implement and they must slow walk it. So, and the partisan report and everything, I mean, massive gaps in our education and everything. And that's why the labor force is not efficient. And it has to do with not only in terms of professional skills, it also has to do with soft skills, how you deal with people, how you be disciplined, how you got to work. All them something that Jamaica does rotten. Now we have to face the thing, man, and fix it. So a man having degree, but he might be like the man in the road. Yeah, when he forgot work, the same thing. Yeah, lack of soft skills, antisocial behavior. Yeah. So even though he might have a degree and professional qualifications, it make him unsuitable because him antisocial behavior. Yeah.
What effect the Prime Minister said him not have no philosophy? What effect is that having on the country going forward?
Very damaging. Very damaging. Yeah, man.
What would a Prime Minister with a philosophy, a clear philosophy? What would be the difference?
That would be a motivational factor for the society. That will, yeah, right. So the period, what the Prime Minister said, are the worst period in Jamaica's history. The people have more discipline them time because they have a philosophy and a leader to rally around. And we're more on the path to economic independence at that time.
But they
that is the time when that's the time when we had programs like Jamal, people and everybody learned to read and write. Yeah, that's the time where people took Parliament more seriously. Everybody listened to what going on the Parliament. That's the time when you have people programs like Operation Grow. Yeah, that is the time when you have things like Project Land Lease and agriculture and all of them things. That is the time when you have Jamaica, they have a clearly defined foreign policy. All those things. That is the time when the university was more active in terms of economic policy in the country. That's the time when civil society and volunteerism were more active in Jamaica. Right now, there's materialism.
So there is no philosophy, there is no ethics. Morals are low.
Philosophy, right. The philosophy is just get rich at all costs, no matter what you do. And that is why you see so much thieving that take place in the public sector, so much misallocation of our resources, so much people are trying to rip off bank card, just get rich and get the biggest SUV and the big house as quickly as possible. No matter about no philosophy and a principle and everything. Yeah, that's the thing I run.
Ralston Iman, we have to continue to do our part in allowing people to understand that there is still hope in Jamaica. How can we show them that hope, Ralston?
Well, I know we have to continue the kind of discussion that we have because the majority of the people either think so we're a fool or a bad mind. You know? I'm also when they not stop chat up their mouth and just go look something for themselves. That's enough people see it.
Yes.
Yeah. But we have to continue on the right track. You know, it's not just about materialism. Yeah, it's about development. Yeah, and development has to do with principles and morals and all of them things. We can't just throw that through the window, else when the next generation not gonna have no future. Trust me upon that.
Our children are gonna suffer.
They suffer and suffer badly, and their children even worse. Yeah, because if you not have no moral compass, no matter how much I care, it will be big like the whole world. You not reach nowhere. Trust me. Yep. If I'm just a dog eat, me step on you, you step on me, that can't work. You can't build nothing so. Yep.
876-804-7072. That's the number to call. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're talking to Ralston Iman, the top economics analyst, the top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. Looking at the numbers, people, that affects Jamaica. We're not talking from feelings here. We're talking from data. What did Staten tell you about the census rally? The census was not complete. When will they do another census to at least know how to maneuver the little funds that we have? Where is it that we would need another hospital, another school, another health center? What did they say about getting that census complete?
Well, you know, they never gave us another timeline.
It just never complete and that's it.
That's it.
$4 billion gone down the drain.
Yeah, that's it. Which is what I said to you. So that's why I'm saying to you, it might look like something that is not innocuous. But I'm saying to you, the whole thing about morality and a lack of principles goes about development, because a lot of times it's not that the money is not there. The money is wasted because of the immoral and indisciplined behavior of those who have been given the responsibility to spend the money.
And they are stealing the money.
Precisely. That's the point I'm making.
I have a call.
So if we're not careful, yeah.
Finish the thought.
If we're not careful, this 3.6 billion in loan funding will just go down the drain and we'll end up in a debt trap. And that's why we insist on the formation of the National Resilience Authority, so that we can account for the money. We don't want when the money run out now, our children in a bondage because the money run out and we don't produce nothing with the money.
So we're asking Andrew Holness and the government, what happened to the people who should be named on the NARA? You spoke about the NARA about a month and a half ago? And we haven't heard one name that is on the NARA. Let's take a call. Caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, go right ahead.
I have a question. Why Jamaica full of garbage all over the country?
The country full of garbage. Ralston,
yes, all the city there. I've been to many countries. I've been to over might be 11 Caribbean islands. And Jamaica is the worst.
Yeah, you're a Ralston, lack of discipline, lack of morals, lack of philosophy.
The people doesn't care. Even
hello?
Even in North Korea, so much hotel and all them things there. Right in the screen, my sister already. I say, it's embarrassing, man. Garbage in the road, pothole, nothing. And when it comes to
that show you how we live.
Unemployment. The only way you check unemployment number in this modern world is people who pay tax. You can't walk on the street and ask somebody if they have a job and not give employment number. That's crazy. I buy the tax code who work and pay tax. Those are all the rigid job. And if you have a company you pay tax on, that's how you get the number. Not by walking ask if you have a job. Man.
Or if you want a
it's
job.
Embarrassing, man.
They also ask you if you want a job. Because if you say no want a job, then the county has been unemployed.
Man, I feel so bad for my country, man. I don't know, man.
All right, my brother.
All right, have a good evening, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the call.
Good.
876-804-7072. If you have a question for Ralston, we're taking your call. Go ahead, Raleigh.
Yeah, I said that what the caller says summarizes what we're talking about. The lack of principle, the lack of discipline, the lack of ambition, the misallocation of resources. How can people feel comfortable to live in our country with garbage all over the place? And the whole country take over by garbage. It's true.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is a fact.
Principles who couldn't feel comfortable living like that. And the people that seem comfortable. That's the point I'm making.
Go ahead, caller. No, hold on. You have to take me off a video call. We can't do a video call. Take off, close the video. Yes, you are on video. Close that video. No video call. If you call me on video, the call not going to go through the system. When come back out of the system. Hold on, Raleigh. We have a few people who may have questions for you. Yeah, man. You see, when you drive around and you see the garbage, you're wondering if it's deliberate.
All over the country.
And the government has so much money. Auntie Winnie.
It's not the one.
Hold on,
sir.
How are you? Hold on, Auntie Winnie. Go ahead, Raleigh.
It's not deliberate again, as I said. The lack of efficiency, the misallocation of resources, the poor performance of the solid waste management agency, and the indiscipline of the people. Some of them are business owners too. When they must throw the garbage out about the place and them things. So you have so you have the inadequacy of the system, and you have the indisciplined behavior. Yeah, man. So even if we have said one national goal that will keep a clean country, not even that, perhaps.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, good night to you, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Auntie Winnie.
Now, I'm thinking about that so-called reporter from Nationwide asked Mr. Mark Golin about his charity. But Mr. Mark Golin should have turned around and said to him, can you ask your prime minister what about the charity he's got? Tell us what he did. We know what we're going to do. We should never answer that question because that was put deliberately to say to embarrass him, our prime minister, right? And they're getting out of hand now. The prime minister of Jamaica collect millions and no one know where the money is going. The people that get the 20,000 right now, you want investigation to find out what they have done with the money. If you give me 20,000 and I'm hungry, I'm going to feed myself and feed my family. You know, why don't he come and tell us what is you have done with all the money he get? What more do they want? They have millions and trillions. What more do they want? And Tufton with now you hear Sachiko now is coming and talking a lot of nonsense that they send for CT scan worth 80 million. When they come to report now, they can pay 20 million and that 80 million. Is some kind of cover up going on about that? Sachiko got to come out and tell the people the truth. But, you know, they give the money and it's a cover up, sir. It's a cover up. And because Jamaicans, and it's because the Jamaicans out there sit down and let them telling them all kind of lies. One time Jamaican people would stand up, not today. They're afraid because of all the police. Only the police to me now are JLP police. There's some is neutral, but the majority now only have them in their pocket.
All right,
and they cannot do it. Thank you very much, but I'm ashamed of my country right now. Too much corruption going on out there, and no one will not tell the truth. Thank you, sir.
Winnie. Too much corruption, Raleigh.
100%. And it comes because of the lack of philosophy and the discipline and the materialism and the one-upmanship. No sense of nationhood. Me, that's why I get my part. That's what is happening.
But Raleigh, I was talking to Arville again Saturday morning about sports. And it was the same argument. The team that played the qualifiers had no sense of nationalism.
Yeah, man, same thing, man. That's how Jamaica, there's no sense of nationalism, no sense of nationhood. Everybody has to themselves.
Go ahead, Carla.
Yes, Colin and Ralston, good evening. Good evening to everybody in the chat. I have to agree with Ralston when he said it's the people that are the problem. And here is the proof. There was an election on September 3rd, 2025. They had broken hospitals. They had broken schools, broken roads. The infrastructure was broken. And they had politicians who, led by the prime minister, whose statutory declarations was yet to be certified. And they still went out and supported those people. Now, if 70% of Jamaicans got up off their easy degree and went and voted, Colin, we would not be having this conversation about a corrupt prime minister sitting in the parliament with corrupt leaders. So they are the core of the problem that Jamaica is having, because it's a eat a food government. Everybody want to eat a food. Give me a thing, no boss. They will go to these rallies and they will say, show a labor right. And when they finish, they look and say, beg your thing, no boss. No, not feeding, and I'm sending you to school. Instead of voting for a party with a record of putting in infrastructure, agencies and institutions that benefit the masses. But they voted for what?
Carla. And Raleigh.
Yes.
And Raleigh said it. I don't even know if I need to ask Raleigh. The Jamaican people are not interested in policies and programs.
No. No, they're not. They're interested in
personalities. Man, that's what I'm telling you. How much time you have to tell you that? They are not interested in tomorrow. They are not interested in national policies. All I'm interested in as long as them can hairstyle, music, fingernail, and weed for smoke, rum for drink, everything all right.
Raleigh, I don't know if I told you the story about my grandniece who campaigned for the Jamaica Labour Party in the last election. And right after the election, she sent a message to me asking for assistance with her school fees. She go in university. And when I said to her, but you never hear the PNP say, if them did win, you are the first in your family. I think our mother have 3 of them. And she was the first to go to university. You'd get a free scholarship. You know? She said, no, she never hear that.
Oh, you see that?
So, you're not just talking, you're talking facts, raw facts.
Yeah, man. I tell them, don't people them do the research. I tell them still. Yeah.
The people don't care. They don't listen to no reasoning. They don't listen to the news, as you say. So they don't know what go on because anything. No better, not there.
Precisely. No better, not there. Them just are living at the moment. Yeah, man.
Carla, you have something else to say?
Yes, but you know that you said they don't listen to the news. But remember now, you know that the PNP was campaigning in every nook and cranny.
Yes,
they were on social media. They were putting their manifesto was out there. So there's no excuse for Jamaica to be in the situation, the place that it is right now, and for young people especially to be still where they are 10 years ago. No, Andrew cannot blame the PJ Patterson government. He has been there for 10, 11, going on 11 years now. What are the excuses? And the people are the problem. And I agree with Ralston now, 100% on that. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Raleigh, somebody in the chat room is saying to ask if Jamaica National Bank is in trouble.
If the what?
Jamaica National, that bank, if it's in
same
trouble.
Argument. The team that played the quality.
Well, them have some issues that they must straighten. Put it this way. There are some issues that they must straighten out.
That's JN, Jamaica National Bank.
Yeah, man.
They have
some issues that they must straighten out. Yeah.
You want to elaborate a little bit more on it?
Well, them have some problem in terms of them what we call the cost to income ratio. In other words, it'll cost them too much to operate the bank. So what am I doing now in some cost cutting exercise? Because one of the major benchmark for a bank is what you call the cost to income ratio. How much it takes you to generate $1 of income. And last time their thing was like 88 cents. You have to come down to like 50 cents if you want to remain viable.
Okay.
So they might carry out the exercise now to try and cut that. Yeah.
Okay.
NCB had that problem once and them dealt with it successfully.
Okay. Go ahead, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We have Ralston Hyman on the line.
Yes, good evening to your host. Ralston Hyman. Good evening, sir. All right. I have 2 questions for you, Colin. The other day, me hear the road minister that Nesta Morgan quote some figures on news attack how much road him fix. How much road fix, like he must say like 84 road I work pan, and by end of March 200. Me not remember the figure about 200 and something road I got fix. But me not understand which part of them road there. I space them there.
Well, I don't know. We have to ask them question there.
Me not understand, because I wonder if we have some space road I fix, because me drive from town, go right down to St. Elizabeth, and I don't drive on a good road. The only good road them are the highway. And me drive up and down in a town every day, and me not see no road we are fix. And me not see no good road in a town, more so peer patrol. Someone have to know if we have some space road. Just like when Dayton say, he want have to know if some space taxi the Prime Minister did have.
So guess what now? When I'm there Parliament, the opposition spokesman in charge of road.
But that's what
hold on, caller. Go ahead, Raleigh.
So what's that? The Parliament.
Hold on, caller. Hold on. Just hold on for me, please. Go ahead, Raleigh.
The opposition person responsible for road and works must ask the minister to outline the words that he's talking about.
So, But we don't hear the opposition spokesman on roads really asking any question.
That's what I'm telling the man. No, that's what I'm telling the man. Them not work hard enough in the interest of the nation. That's the point we're making. We're not fighting against them, but we expect the man to ask them vital questions. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, caller. You say you had another point.
Yes, the next point is that I totally agree with the caller early on. The country is dirty. Every single way you turn up here, garbage.
Nobody can challenge you on that. That cannot be challenged.
It's dirty. Hands down on that. Every single where you turn, in the city them, in the off road them, everywhere. A garbage.
So the question, Colin.
Yeah.
What is that saying about a country where people live in and have a problem with living in that kind of dirt and filth? How is that impacting on the mentality of the country? Where everybody are going and say, yo, this can't work, and then people just accept it. That's the point they're making up.
And just move on, just walk past it every day like I know nothing.
Like I know nothing. So what do you want to tell about the people then?
Mr. Bell?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what kind of spell them have for the Jamaican people, but me, I'm a piece of this government of the Jamaica people them under a spell. So them accept everything. Everything.
Yeah, man.
They don't accept whether it's bad or good, they don't say yes. I mean, I really think the Jamaican people and love the country, you know. Them love Andrew Holness. Then I love the country.
All right, brother. Respect.
So whatever happened, I don't really for Jamaica, I for Andrew.
All right, thanks, caller. Raleigh, everybody's seeing it. Nobody can challenge them kind of argument. You know, the fact that the country is dirty and people just live with it and just walk past it.
Yeah, man. I'm nothing. Yeah, man. I'm nothing, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, brother. So what I tell about the mentality of the people, that's the point they make. Yeah.
How do we grow? How do we grow though in this kind of situation?
You can't. You have to fix those problems. You can't. Because that have a deleterious impact on the mentality of the people. You can't be productive under those conditions. Madness, man. Madness. You have to fix them things.
You know where I see a bigger part of the problem though, Raleigh? There are people in the media who are saying that everything is all right. Everything are going good. The government are the best government ever. And that those of us who are talking with bad mind, with grudgeful, and we just a chat and a try spread misinformation. How then do the country overcome with all that kind of situation?
It's true, yeah, man. It's true. That is a big part of the problem.
We have a call. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, blessing, Colin.
Blessings.
Yeah, you know, as before, you know, we're talking about smart city. I heard the Prime Minister, this is one of his talk. He talking about smart city.
Yeah.
You know, and we call it digital this and digital that. And I'm saying, remember, you know, you have to take care of the simple stuff them first, you know. Even when they're doing math, them tell us, take care of the little things them first before you can manage the big question them, basically. Do the smallest things first. And I'm saying if we can't even do the basic stuff in terms of taking up garbage, getting garbage truck. Voila, where the garbage truck them where the Prime Minister get. Whenever I get some more garbage truck and them and them parade it and take picture and say we bring all patch up with them there.
Well, don't know.
How we all have smart city.
Hold on, the caller. Raleigh, you were saying something?
No, I'm saying that's a good question because the service seems to be worse.
Yeah, with the new trucks, it get worse. No garbage not being collected.
More giving us less.
Yeah, it does seem like nothing shift because before your garbage you collect and you get some new truck now. It should be even better now if you say boy you have proper garbage collection. You know, say my community I must say a week ago it truck come, a month you know come and it never reach now basically because the rubbish that if you take up it never make no sense. So
Yeah,
we
man,
can't
it's
have
true, man.
smart city while the city. We can't talk about building smart city
Don't
while
you
the
know, by
city
the way,
itself
don't
is
you know the
dirty now,
start, man? You
dirty and
can't.
nasty. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, man, it's
We
true.
country
Don't
in
you
a
know the
proper.
start? You can't.
We country in a messing.
All
But we are
right, my
play
brother.
blind.
All right,
All right.
respect.
It's true, man.
So Raleigh, just give us a rundown on where the Jamaica economy is right now as it relates to any intent of growth and the fact that yes, the dollar is revaluing, but it's not sustainable because it's not been happening based on production. Let's give us a final rundown on what is happening for today.
Well, as I said last week, the man wanted to mop up 38 billion, 58 billion came in. The dollar closed at 157.54 today. We haven't heard of any initiative from anybody that is going to lead to growth. We hear Patrick Hilton, the new president of the PSOJ, saying that the country can't grow unless we export more and export more to different regions like CARICOM and the Middle East, and that the government must provide support to exporters and that they must invest more in infrastructure. So he's the new president of the PSOJ. The government listens to the PSOJ, so hope them take him seriously.
Yes.
And we hope his membership themselves take him seriously and start investing in some R&D and start look more towards exports. That's the only thing we heard so far that makes any sense.
Well, finally, before I let you go, Raleigh, this month is Reggae Month. A month that I believe that we should be earning at least $2 billion from. Have you heard anything that says that we are going to be earning anything because of Reggae Month for Jamaica?
No, man, same celebrations. We just keep to thing up our Emancipation Park and talking around the place and church service. There's no commercial emphasis on that. That's the same old story.
And
we have concert up on. We'll big up Dennis Brown and we'll big up Marley and we'll just have some concert.
And we're going to big up Ken Booth and make Itana the ambassador. What else?
Yep. Nothing else. Not enough commercial value.
So
nothing of commercial value.
Mr. Hilton said we should export more. What is it that we are going to export, Raleigh?
Well, all of things we can export. We have to produce them first.
My brother.
So the whole thing is that you have to start producing first. So the focus has to be on production and then export. Yep. So
brother,
let's see what happens if them all listen to him.
We could talk tomorrow. We'll leave it right there.
All right, boss. Yeah,
blessings,
man.
One love. We'll talk.
Blessings.
Ralston, I am on the top financial analyst in Jamaica. There's nobody better. Nobody. You could have tried this Ralston all you want. Nobody in that Jamaica we can challenge Mr. Iman when it comes to the numbers. Good evening, caller.
Yes, caller. What is going on down there, buddy? It seems like some PR thing is going on there with the Prime Minister running around and shaking and giving out envelope. What he's doing? Try to convince people or whatever.
No, the Bible,
says
money answereth all things, brother. The Bible says money answereth all things, so the Prime Minister put some money in some people, and it's no business if it help them or not. I give you money, you can't say me no give you nothing. You have something playing in the background, we can't work with that, you know. You have to turn off whatever you have in the background.
Just give a little heads up on that. See that?
All right, brother. Respect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. Whenever you call, you have to turn off whatever instrument you are listening to us on in the background because we have a massive delay. So if you call and you have that instrument on, it going to throw you right off because the phone is real time and then the broadcast have a massive delay. You see, my people, we have to understand what leadership means. And if your leader don't have a philosophy, the leader don't have a direction, then any road, even if a bad road, will take you to your destination because you don't know where you want to go. You don't know what you want the people to be doing. And this government has not been talking about export. It's not been talking about production. And what it is that Jamaica have that can compete anywhere in the world with any country around the world. It is right in your eyes, but we're not seeing it. And the opposition have to take some of the responsibility. Because when Babsy Grange came to the parliament last Tuesday and talk about how much dance I go keep and how much party I go keep, and never talk about what it is that we are going to earn from Reggae Month, never tell us how many flights will be coming into Jamaica because of Reggae Month, we realize that it's not just Babsy not understand, but even the opposition in the parliament not understanding what Reggae Month can do and should be doing for Jamaica. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Go ahead, caller.
Evening, Mr. Shaka.
Blessings, my brother. Wagwan party.
I know.
Talk to me.
It can look like the weather, you know.
Yeah, cool like ice me here.
Yeah, unusual for Easter.
Yeah, because when I hear the weatherman say Kingston going with 20 or 26 degrees to them, I say, what? That's cold. We're not used to that.
I bet them they cool last night in Kingston, you know.
They said the bed ended cool in Kingston last night.
Yeah.
So I'm to the live blanket.
Well, all when you have them bed still cold.
Whoa, you can't change position. You have to stay away there.
You don't want to move. You have to stay still.
Lord have mercy. We talk about climate change, my brother.
It really, you know?
Yeah, man.
When we want to say still, you know, the politics still continue, you know.
Somebody in the chat room said that the GLP, they are campaigning in a bull bay, them here Cara Pass every day I play campaign song.
Yeah, when my mind when I want to say still. When I want to say still is that you question why them have to give up money instead of fixing people in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the vote buying continue in the decay way.
Yes. That's why I said the Bible said money answered all things. So the Prime Minister is handing out money because he know that is what going to make an impact and that is what will assist him in the next election.
Yeah, man. When you give people money.
Hello?
People prefer money more than food, you know.
Yeah, man. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. When you give people money over food, they might hungry, but give them the money and feel better.
Yeah. Even if the money can't buy the food where they need.
In the election still, you know, PMP go on good still, you know, them campaign and then send out the message. But you have some little people, young people who live day by day. Some people will live day by day. When they want the money, I just the money they want, nothing else, and them nothing about nothing else. So them people are the culprit.
Yeah, we need a serious educational campaign out there, Carla, because a lot of people don't understand governance. Governance. A lot of people don't understand it. And they will tell you that politics not do nothing for them, government not do nothing for them, PNP and GLP are the same. It is a lack of understanding of governance, leadership. They don't understand it, bro.
Yeah, man, so if you don't have a care in government, you know, you will have a care in society.
Exactly.
You know, you won't have a discipline in society.
That is it.
You understand?
You have a government that is not disciplined, then the society will take cue from that. When you have a prime minister whose statutory filing cannot be certified, the country take cue from that because nothing happened. He's still the prime minister. When you have a junior minister in the Ministry of Finance who is recommended for charges and still sits in that position, then nothing happen. The country takes their cue from those things.
Yeah, where you know where the government, the prime minister don't know him hush the case we are going to court with him filing, you know. That means him kill all argument now. Everybody forget about that, you know.
Seem lawyers them are asked to update. Them want update from the Integrity Commission.
From the FID.
Yeah, I asked for FID if you give them update. So the FID refuse it. Now I give them no update.
And you can't hear nothing about in court gate. You go on. And him is a public figure. You can't go so.
And then there was a media house out there trying to tell people that the FID said there is no case against the Prime Minister.
Before election, you know, it's a goal in itself. The government in power, you know. Right? Everybody are right with him and him hard to come out. Him never lie, you know.
Huh.
You understand? Because the government now I use the money and the people them are going with him.
Yes.
They don't care about the country.
No,
the money
everybody just look for themselves, brother.
As where you say your little friend want a little help. And the PMP policy, she said she don't know about it. And she beg your help and she vote for the JLP.
Yeah, not just vote, campaign for them. And never realize that she need help. And the help was in the PNP package.
I just collect them, I collect. All of them are collect. Some people are collect worship. Them are collect TV. Them are collect black. Who can't get anything of that? Them are collecting. And they're not busy with nothing else. So I'm just busy where them can get.
Yes, sir.
And if PMP now do them something there, why them in a tight corner.
But it is your money that the government is using to do it, you know. And the PNP don't have access to taxpayers' money.
Yeah, but them don't know that. Charlie 20, the solidarity thing is when I use their solidarity thing again.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So them still a campaign and them I use the money.
Because an election is coming up in 2028, you know, so they're getting ready for that, it looks like.
The local government 2027, yeah, 28, yeah.
Yes, so they're getting ready. Maybe them a plan to call it quicker too. Never can tell.
Yeah, so then
because a lot of information coming my way that they are campaigning heavily.
Yes, and them I use the money and I give out.
Yes.
And I give it out hard. And they can't get the money if you give it people, then never give them it.
All right, my brother. We talk again. Make we leave it right there.
Yeah, so we have to look on them thing there and find a tragedy how to beat them.
All right, sir. Respect.
Pick up yourself.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. We're taking your calls right here on Portland Spice TV. Hey, girl.
Taking your calls.
Hello?
Marie.
Hi. Hello. Good evening, Carl.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm listening, calling, and it coming like say the hurricane is like a windfall for the JLP then, because with all the money that they have at their disposal, and you know, and them use it, you know, as a campaign tool. You see what I'm talking about?
Then what you expect? You did expect something different?
No. Mama no said them emo that. You know, and people, but look what happened. I'm calling. So you get the 1 day food, because I was so angry with the, you know, with the election when I saw the manifesto that the PNP had. At my age, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say it no matter to me, but I was thinking that all the things for me, I kept saying that this was like a young people manifesto. You know, all the things that, you know, that the proposals, you know, the education, the housing, all of that stuff. You know, do away with contract workers and all of that. And must say, I couldn't believe that the people them vote against them own interest. And like Mark said that he, say, it's like you keep the people them hungry. And then no, when a drowning man catches a straw, you keep them hungry. So you just come now and you flood the place and give them a money and them take it. Not realizing that you're going against your own interests.
Where Bob
So
Marley say? Where Bob Marley say? We see them fighting for power, but they know not the hour. So they come bribing with them old boss spare parts and money, trying to belittle your integrity. They say that what they know is just what they say that what we know is just what they teach us. But people are so ignorant that every time they can reach us through political strategy, they keep the people hungry. And when your brother want to get some food, all your mama have to be your enemy. Ambush in the night. Understand
Boy.
it.
Yeah. And and that's exactly what happened, and then the hurricane came, and this windfall come, so them have more money more than God know about. I just use God because I never knew to come. So it's like it's like a holiday. So these people, what I'm gonna know, like them saying, see the education thing. I know, Colin, I never think like this education thing, because people are people, them don't make up their mind. Because you know what? The corruption is so rampant to see that, from the top, the people.
It's one thing I can tell the PNP. I know how to win the election.
Yeah.
I know what the party needs to do to win the election. The money can be beaten. We beat that money in East Portland.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to tell the PNP. I know what to do and how to do it. We do it in East Portland, we beat the money. The money can be beaten, but you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, so there has to be a way. Yeah.
There is a way.
All right, Colin, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, there has to be a way. There has to be a way.
There is a way. Blessings. 876-804-7072. I see my brethren when I want to shout him before I leave on this evening. Yeah, me shout this brethren before I leave on this evening. I hope the signal get better in my area, because Junior called the other day and I see a lot of people jump out and say, yeah, we're going to support Junior. But I don't know anybody else saying anything for Junior. Junior!
Hey, what's up, man?
Why you sound clear?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
What's up?
Hold on. That call there come in and make you break up. Go ahead, Junior. What you say?
I was saying thanks.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you.
No worries, brother. We say we are going to do something. We make certain we do it. And there are other people on the platform who had said they were going to do something for Junior. So we're still waiting on you all. As I say, anybody who want to do something for Junior, just send a message to this number, 804-7072, and we'll tell you how to get to Junior. So what go on now, Junior? How you doing?
Been doing a little bit before, because the reception is on. Sometimes I not get through. So, because earlier, but we don't get through. So we say we call in again and try. Anyway, one more I talk to you about is this. If Jamaica find oil, it will be a curse.
You serious?
Yeah, we're not going to benefit.
Why so? Why you think so?
The country, the first thing, if you remember, when the minister with the responsibility said that there was no oil, this was a lie.
Yes, I remember that.
He said categorically that there is no oil.
You see a dopey story.
Right. And then now, 12 months after roughly, him telling you something totally different. You know exactly what that means. If him is in charge of it, and you know it's antecedents already, we're not going to get nothing. Jamaica not going to win. That curse.
They said them people are going to take it for themselves and left without a door.
Yeah, man, that's not going. And they remember say the country not getting anything about that, you know. We're not getting anything.
Anytime we hear nothing, is the oil company put it out. The government not telling we anything about it.
We're not hearing anything. The other thing I want to talk about is why is it we have people from Israel coming to Jamaica to teach our children?
That is my problem.
Why are we doing that?
That is one of my major problems. I still have kids going to school in Jamaica, and I'm telling them, any of them Israeli that turn up at the school of my picnic there, me I pick him up. Me just want to know, me I go for my picnic. Me don't want no Israeli counsel my child. None.
When the era of apartheid was dominant, Jamaica played this role in the fight against apartheid.
Yes.
Israel supported the South Africans with apartheid. They supported them. In fact, when the Cuban army fought Angola, they fought against South Africans and Israelis, you know.
Yeah.
For the liberation of Angola. So how is it now that we realize this system that those people protected, and then we invite them into Jamaica how many years after to teach the poorest of our kids? Remember, no, it's not rich people them teaching, you know. It's poor people.
Them are try influence.
Well, really have an issue.
Yeah. Poor people them are try influence, brother.
Yeah, if them control the poor people, man, what will happen to our country? The society going. You're talking about a moral decay with the society now.
That is it.
What about then?
That is it.
Oh, not more. Yeah, all right. Yeah, man.
Anyway, Junior,
it's a terrible situation.
Make we talk
anyway, I'll try to get tomorrow.
Yes, man. Blessings.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Junior. You see, I have a concern. I don't want no Israeli to influence my child. Go ahead, caller. Final call this evening.
Hi, Portland Spice. Are you regular caller? You may not give no name, but might be a pick up the voice.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you, say, me and me pen me there, I tell you, so the road muddy and rare. You know, so the man fix the road. Me and if I become a caller, the man fix the road.
Then fix the road now. Then that not good, man. That is
me
good.
I tell you from here. Man, hey, trying them to work on the road the whole day, Saturday, Sunday. So hear me, what if you know, so them listen to your program?
They do listen. They troll this program, you know. The labor rights, them troll the program.
This same man, them fix my road.
Respect.
And the worst that me must tell you, say, I can replace and
yes,
this and that and like. I mean, I said, look, I ain't call and I say, yo, what's going to call and tell me? From me, them fix the road, man.
That is good. Give thanks. To God be praised.
And I'm not even one, I know 1 week, me call you.
All right, sir.
But about 2 weeks.
Well, that's
anyway,
good.
I know that me call.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I said something a while ago. I mean, I tell you the truth. What you say about Israel?
But me don't want to Israeli teach my child.
No, but me I say how that come in understand that.
The government of Jamaica with the government of Israel, they have people from Israel here counseling people after the hurricane.
I saw me naive, I saw me ignorant, and I never know them sitting there.
Yes, man. Them have all Israeli nurse here. We're coming because of the hurricane.
Since when?
Since the hurricane.
So yes, I'm going to school.
Since the hurricane, them carrying nurses who are Israelis. Them carrying.
Well, my daughter, the first 2 daughter doctor sitting on all. My boy, they are engineer, you 3rd year. I don't want no people. I teach my people. Come on, you know Israeli to teach my people.
Me no want no Israeli to teach my people neither. Me I say me can't find
Where am I
it.
going to teach my people?
I want to find it and play it for you because. It's something when me upset about. Hold on, listen to this. Hold on, caller. Listen.
Been supported by 36 private clinicians across the island. So we have a program in the ministry where we pay private psychologists and psychiatrists. And so they've been helping us to deliver the psychosocial support. And I know there's someone here, and if you give me a chance, I'll give you the name of someone who is here and visiting. And I'll give you that soon. And it's Maya Yairi, who is here from Israel, and she's here with her group.
Hold on. Here where the lady.
Oh, I'll do the Dixon Mars get by doctorate.
Hold on, man. Hold on, listen. Listen.
Yairi,
Hold on, Carla.
Soon, and it's Maya Yairi, who is here from Israel, and she's here with her group, and she's been doing some of the psychosocial work in addition to these. So we have our guidance counselor.
Psychosocial work she had done come from Israel with our team. A council will pick them. Hey,
Mr. Bell.
But hold on, you're rally say nobody no care, nobody no business, anything or anything. Yes, sir.
We don't say we gone past 80.
Tala wala tala.
We gone past 80. You
know,
by the way, where you get the US dollar, what money go with US to US dollar?
To we? With our 157 and change, you know.
And we're here today.
Me not sure. Me have to find that out. Me have
to
check.
Mr. Bell, I never say something to you. My first daughter, when she about 4 or 5, I said to her one day, I said, that time I live off the boulevard, Washington Boulevard, I live in time. I said to her, say, hey, the cat and forget the cow jump over the moon. I just talked to her a while ago.
Yeah.
I cannot live. She live in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Now I look up and said to me, Daddy, look over the moon, the cow can jump over. Please say,
rubbish.
That I never tell. Eh? I say something.
Yeah, man. Anyway, brother, make we talk tomorrow because I'm going to run. Here we have to run, you know, little more.
No, man, no problem. Me and your regular Sunday caller, but I'm not giving no name still.
Blessings, man, no problem. Happy if you know the road fix.
Remember, I did tell you, say, them are come for some people, you know, some indictments or something.
Yes, you told me. You told me, and we're keeping our eyes open. We talk tomorrow.
No problem.
Blessings. I tell you no, the government of Jamaica is in bed with the Israelis. Why should we have Israelis out here counseling our children? Listen to it again.
We have our local Jamaican psychologists and psychiatrists. We even have some counselors from churches.
Hold on, make I go back.
To deliver the psychosocial support. And I know there's someone here, and if you give me a chance, I'll give you the name of someone who is here and visiting. And I'll give you that soon. And it's Maya Yairi, who is here from Israel, and she's here with her group. And she's been doing some of the psychosocial work in addition to these. So we have our guidance counselors. We have our local Jamaican.
Why is it that we have Israelis here counseling our children? Why is it that our government is in bed with the Israeli government, a government who is creating modern-day genocide? And these are the people that we have here from the government of Israel counseling our children. Fireborn upon that. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening, same time, 5 o'clock, right here on Portland Spice TV. Please subscribe, like, and share. One love, my people.